Saturday, September 13th, the eve of the Sunday Week 2 slate. We got how many games? Because we got 2 on Monday this week. They're doing that double header crap that they like to do
Great.
on Monday nights. Yeah. So I think one of them starts kind of later, though, than the other one. I know one of them starts at like 7.
They stagger them by but it's only like half an hour or something.
Well, they used to do it now what they're doing is they're doing, so it's 4 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. Those are the starts. So they actually staggered them significantly this time.
Oh, so you can actually watch both of them.
Yeah, but they did. I don't know. They used to do it that way. And then they stopped doing it that way. But it's 10 Eastern. I'm pretty sure. Down with fun. I'm pretty sure the Chargers Raiders game's at 10 Eastern time.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, that's so late for them. It's like, all right, you're just gonna lose like most of the East Coast.
Yeah. By the way, I still think the best start time for sports is either the best time zone for sports is either Mountain or Central. I think it's the best. I'm thinking specifically for football, because on the West Coast it's fine, but it feels like you kind of you wake up on a Saturday and it's football time, right? Whereas in Central Time, it starts at noon, or Mountain Time starts at 11. Maybe you have something you can do in the morning, and East Coast Time's too late. So I know this is a big debate, but I feel like Mountain Time is pretty damn good. So I don't know if anyone has down with fun. Yeah, he says Central. Noon is the perfect time, and then it ends at 10:30. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel like on the West Coast, it feels a little bit more of your entire day. I don't know.
No, it is.
I mean, it's your entire day wherever you are, but I feel at least if it starts at 12, it's okay, you have the morning. If you wake up early enough and want to do something, you can. So, where are we going here though? Tyreek or Pearsall? Right off the bat, we got one here. What are we doing?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not ready to give up on Tyreek. I mean, can the Dolphins really be that bad? Are they just absolute? We're just throwing them in the trash automatically after 1 week? The Pearsall thing is, I think Mac Jones gives me the hesitation, so I'll give the nod to Tyreek.
Yeah. It's always the question of fantasy football. It's when do you start to give up on guys? Now, normally guys you're drafting, what was Tyreek, a 3rd round pick? Normally guys in the 3rd round, you give it at least 2-3 weeks before you even start thinking about it. The issue with Tyreek is that he was it was a little bit of a risk this year because he was a disappointment last year. So we could just be seeing last year could have been the drop off decline of Tyreek, and so we're already starting to think about it. I agree with you though. I'm sticking with Tyreek. I'm not worried about Mac Jones and Ricky Pearsall. I think they actually could be pretty good. I mean, look at what Mac Jones did for Brian Thomas Jr. I think Mac Jones is going to be fine in that system. I know Down with Fun's going to agree with us there. He had a dream that he mentioned, his dream that Jones is the starter. And I think it's just he's going to be actually decent. And I'm pretty sure, when that draft, they took Trey Lance. That was the Niners draft where they took Trey Lance. And a lot of people were speculating that because they traded up before the draft to 2 or 3 spot, whatever it was. And a lot of people were saying oh, they're going for Mac Jones. And so still people think either Shanahan wanted Jones and the GM John Lynch wanted Trey Lance or vice versa. So, but yeah, I'm going Tyreek. I'm not giving up there. So a lot of people just said it was kind of just Tua not playing great. Their defense put him in a hole quickly, and then Tua just didn't have a good game. But it wasn't offensive line issues and stuff. I don't know. I didn't actually go back and watch the game. So, it's Tyreek. Tyreek there. everything this week gives Tyreek gives me apocalyptically foul vibes. Yeah. Also, he is going through those legal issues and domestic violence stuff, which is crappy because he's obviously not, he's not a very good person, seemingly, right? Is what it's coming off as. If all that
allegedly, no,
yeah.
I think
I mean, if it's all true, but I don't want to. I don't want to be sued for I don't want to defame anyone, but so.
Yeah, imagine
yeah.
if you get sued by Tyreek Hill.
Right. No, but like, anyways, it's like he was missed on a couple big targets and big plays and stuff like that. So, but as we get more people in here, we'll remind you guys just to hit that like button for us, gets more eyes on the video, and of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And how this will work, we'll kind of just go through, and we're going to be live until the top of the hour, and we'll kind of go through, answer questions in order here. Some will be longer, some will be shorter. If you're kind of desperate for your question to be asked or answered, you can always the option to super chat if you want, and we'll kind of get to it right away. But I'm out on him. Wouldn't pay more than a third. Wouldn't pay more than a third for Tyreek is a little. That's a big statement there. If that's who you're talking about there, that was fun. Like,
if you can get him for a third,
yeah,
do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely right. Like, so you're telling me if someone came to you and said, "Here's Tyreek Hill for a third," you're saying no?
Who, me?
No,
or you're talking to Download Fun. No.
I get being out on him though.
What if they offered you 2/3? You're saying no to
that? Right.
Oh man.
What are we doing here? Emeka Egbuka or Tetairoa McMillan? This one's pretty close for me. I'm curious where you're at with this. I can start if you want, or
yeah, I was kind of just looking at their matchups. Oh, I didn't realize the Bucks. Oh man, I'm gonna have to leave work early. The Bucks start at or the 4 p.m. game.
The 4 p.m. Yeah,
I'm gonna miss half of it if I stay at work. I think so. You kind of have to. I think the touchdown upside is in favor of Egbuka. I mean, we saw that obviously already. I'm just thinking more about the offense more than just what happened last week. Mm-hmm. But I think the targets are more for Tetairoa.
Yeah,
we can't say Tet anymore, right?
Apparently, he doesn't like it, or his mom doesn't like it, or something.
Yeah,
so yeah.
I mean, don't call people things they don't want to be called, I guess. I mean, if you have a cool ass name like Tetairoa, like you probably don't want it to be shortened. It kind of cheapens it a little bit. Like, say the whole thing. So I get it. I don't give a shit what you call me. But yeah, I think if it's PPR, I think it's pretty easily Mr. Mac. Just call him T-Mac. Yeah. Where are you at on that?
By the way, I think maybe it has something to do. He's born in Hawaii, so maybe it's like part of like paying respect to their culture or something, saying the full name. It does. Wikipedia does say nickname T-Mac, but I don't know. I don't really like that name for him. So I'll go Tetairoa. They're literally like, I would have them kind of like back to back. I kind of view them both as like low end wide receiver twos with obvious upside. I think I would go Tetairoa though, because of the matchup, I think is like the tiebreaker here. The Texans matchup is tough. They have three really good cornerbacks. Derek Stingley is the best, and there's a chance that he kind of shadows Mike Evans, which would actually make it good for Egbuka. But the problem is like there's a chance he doesn't do that, right? And so if he's seeing Stingley as well as like Lassiter and Petrie, those corners, I don't like that matchup too much. So I lean Tetairoa McMillan because of the matchup. But I think there's no wrong answer if you felt strongly about Ibuka. So yeah, maybe I agree with you in like standard or half. I might lean Ibuka, but
I mean,
he was a little
Ibuka.
Jalen McMillan esque.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly where I was gonna go with it. It's like he's not gonna get 2 touchdowns on 6 targets. Like
Mhm.
I mean, that's a great first showing. It's like there you go. Like like you've said before about first impressions and stuff. What is a stronger first impression than that? Like
Yeah,
your very
absolutely.
first game. Obviously the opportunities there and everything. But Chris Godwin, he went from out to doubtful according to Sleeper.
Oh,
So
he's coming
what if?
back.
Yeah. Um. And
Uh,
Kevin tailgating.
yeah, he's tailgating. What game you at, Kevin? I assume it has to be a college game. Curious what game you're at. Have fun. Tailgating's like maybe more fun than the actual watching the game. Like tailgating's a lot of fun.
Well,
Tucker
I want
Craft
to
is
know what
so. Sorry,
he's
go ahead.
cooking.
Yeah, what are you cooking and where are you at? And what beverage is in your hand? Is it water, soda, alcoholic? What do you got? So Tucker Craft is so high, and Joseph is a dynasty player, so I believe he's talking dynasty. This is a tough one, man. Like I don't. I'm always going to sell high on tight ends in a non-tight end, non-heavy tight end premium, and by heavy I mean like at least 1 point tight end premium, if not higher. Like half point doesn't change too much for me. Um, the thing about Tucker Craft is like he's the only pass catcher that just like plays a lot. He's been first 2 weeks he's played over 90% of the snaps. All the other wide receivers on this team are I think Romeo Dobbs is the highest. He's playing 70% around, which is fine, but it's not like you kind of want 80% or higher for guys, right? Unless they're very explosive or talented. Dontavian Wicks is floating around 50%. Matthew Golden floating around 50%. Jaden Reed was around 30 or 40% week 1. So like he's the only guy that's out there all the time. And so like this could be this could be we're going to see this most of the year. Like he's good after the catch. He's had 2 games now, 2 touchdowns, one of them a big yardage game, obviously this last week. So I'm always going to sell high on guys, especially tight ends. But I do think like Tucker Craft could easily be a top 5 tight end this year. And I wouldn't be shocked at all. So what's your
Yeah, you got to
there?
be getting a good amount for him. Like he's not quite that. Like I think he's one of those set it and forget it tight ends at this point. Like that it's a strong start to the season. Obviously, like he's got a touchdown in each game. Week 1 wasn't as good, but the touchdown saved his bacon. But I think it's kind of like what you got there. Like
yeah,
it's easy to just throw him in your lineup and not worry about it.
I wonder where he's at on. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if you're selling high on him, you got to sell him really high, or else you're just holding.
Yeah, I was looking at where he was at on Keep Trade Cut. I haven't looked at Keep Trade Cut in a while. He's tight end 7. So you got Bowers, McBride, Tyler Warren, Laporta, Loveland, Kittle, Kraft. So, I mean, you can argue that Kraft should be ahead of with Kittle missing time now. There's an argument I think to be made. I mean, I'd still want Kittle, but obviously, like Kittle could miss a decent amount. There's an argument with Loveland. Like, we're seeing the development of Tucker Kraft. He's gone from a 3rd round rookie. He's improved every year. He had a good year last year, and he started off hot this year. So, yeah, I'm not selling him. Like, I'm selling him as like a top 5 to 7 guy. So if I'm getting that equal value or more, I probably would. But I want to get about equal or equal value or more there for him. I wouldn't want to kind of like take a discount on him. So, yeah, I didn't see this clip of Tyreek Hill turning into the Joker. I have to go find that.
I feel like I might have seen
laugh.
that.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and see.
Last year, but I don't know. No, I guess it wouldn't be if it's been more than a year. It's kind of funny. It's like it's been more than a year. Like it's like yeah, it's week 1. Like if that was last week.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Kevin says pick 2, Juwan Booty, and I always assume PPR guys unless you say it's not PPR. Just as a heads up, just because I think most people that listen to fantasy content play PPR. I feel like, is this Juwan Johnson? Because you spelled it like Juwan Johnson.
I know. I immediately was thinking Jennings when
Jennings.
you put it out
I
there,
did too. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it could be Johnson. But then I was like, is Jennings even playing? He's questionable. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if that's the case, like, I mean, Pollard's the easy one out of these 4, right?
For sure.
That the workload was there. Pacheco was like scary. I was definitely like planting my flag on him. I thought he was good value in drafts, like leading up to actual drafts, and that might be a really bad take. We're just gonna have to wait and see. We're not panicking after 1 week.
It is Juwan Johnson, by the way.
Yeah. Who are the Chiefs playing? They have a tough matchup, don't they?
They have the Eagles. Yeah, they have a really tough
matchup. I think Pacheco's out. So who are you leaning for between Juwan Johnson and Booty? Booty.
I might go Booty. Yeah, I think I might go Booty.
What's the pronunciation guide on his name?
It is Booty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great involvement. Obviously, he was the best receiver on the Patriots last week, and we actually saw him be good with Drake May towards the end of last year too. So, yeah, I think it's Booty and Pollard.
Yeah, I don't mind Juwan Johnson either. To be honest, like I would go with your gut feeling there. Let me just double check something here. But yeah, Booty's out there a lot. I think the safer play is Juwan Johnson, personally. Just because I do think he's going to be involved. But I think Booty has a really good matchup against these Dolphins. And so I really like, and he's just out there all the time. So I lean towards that. Definitely Pollard, and then I would go Booty, which is crazy that we're talking about starting Kayshon Booty.
Yeah, and Juwan Johnson. Like,
true.
How much I actually like this is kind of, it was obviously a hot take because I think we're the only ones that did it, but we picked the Saints to beat San Francisco this week in the football pool.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be like, I knew it was like an upset kind of situation. Like, I mean, it helps when you've already won a week. You know, we won the first week in our football pool, so now we can make like a little bit more like wild picks and stuff. And if that one hits, it'll be awesome.
And your wife was talking shit to everyone in the email about picking the Saints last week.
I know. That's why I thought it would be even funnier if we did.
Yeah. Mr. Magic asked, what running backs or running back could I do a one for one for Judkins? So you're trying to get Quinshon Judkins, Mr. Magic? Here's what I'll say about Judkins. Like, I would be a little bit hesitant. I know people are excited about him. I still think we're a couple weeks away from him even being start worthy. We're always a week away. No one's starting him this week, unless you're down bad, I guess. I wouldn't start him this week. You're not going to start him until you see good usage. I still think that could be as late as like October. Personally, it could be as early as week 3. I'll acknowledge that. There's also a situation where like this guy's missed a lot of practice. He still could be suspended. So there's that in the play, I believe, unless something came out where he's not going to be suspended and I missed that. And he still could be in a very much like a split backfield or even a black backfield where there's 3 running backs in Ford and Sampson. I think they're going to use at least one of those guys significantly, like 50% of the snaps or so, if not more. So, and then there's a chance that Dylan Sampson is just better than Judkins. So I wouldn't go too crazy personally. Like, I don't know, like if it's a 1-for-1 trade, would you do someone like are you doing like Javonte straight up for Judkins, DeAndre Swift straight up for Judkins, Pollard straight up for Judkins, or which side are you on there? Those players or Judkins?
I would trade him. So if you're in win now, I'm assuming this is dynasty.
No, he's redraft. Yeah, Mr. Magic's redraft.
I would do it for any one of those three guys you just said. What about Ken Walker?
So wait, you would want Judkins over Pollard?
No, sorry. I'd want the other guys.
Okay. Ken Walker, I would take Ken Walker still.
Okay.
I know the usage was scary, but I think he's just a better running back too.
Yeah.
And
he's coming.
David Montgomery?
From an injury. I'll take Montgomery. I just rather like in redraft, especially because like you said, like, if you're playing for this season, right? I mean, that's how redraft goes. Like, I'm just going to take the bird in the hand versus like what could be.
Yeah. And missing 2-3 weeks, like that's significant. Like in redraft, that's a third, 25-30% of the season and stuff like that. So, or whatever it is, 20% of the fantasy regular season. So, yeah. So, what about J.K. Dobbins, Aaron Jones? What are you doing? Which side would you take there? I think it starts getting close there.
Depends on how my team does. Obviously, Aaron Jones. Like, I didn't actually. What was his snap share? Like, I know that was a lot.
I think it was closer. About 50. I think it was about 50. It might have been lower actually. Yeah. But they were also.
Yeah, it was exactly 50. But I know Jordan Mason was looking really good too.
Yeah.
Like as a runner, Aaron Jones. Yeah. I mean, his superpower, even when he was with Green Bay, like was his receiving. Like that's what really made him. He was never like a full-time guy. He was definitely the 1A on the team. But I mean, he didn't. Last year was like his biggest usage year ever, I think. Like pretty significant.
Yeah, his most touches for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's closer there. Plus he's older, so I'd probably take Judkins over Jones.
I think, I think I agree. I'm right around in that range of taking a chance on Judkins. So, which is basically like, it also depends on my team. If I'm using Aaron Jones, like he's one of my starters, I might be a little bit hesitant. But if he's a bench guy, then I think trading for Judkins, if you're fine with him being on your bench for the next few weeks, I think is pretty. I think is a fair thing to do personally. So, do want to remind everyone to just hit that like button for us if you so please. Rams defense versus Tennessee, Arizona versus the Carolina. I'm going Rams.
Yeah. Rams for sure. You always got to start defenses against rookie quarterbacks, like
early in their
not
career.
Always, but like, just like early in the season and I mean, it's going to be a second game and they did not play well last week.
Dylan Fun says he would pay a third, but he wouldn't pay more than that for Tyreek. So, sneaky storyline that seems to be emerging. Peyton is supposedly gearing up to use Bidet or Beatty in the Joker role. This goddamn Joker role. I've just been hearing about it forever. I heard it on like the broadcast as well. I think like, oh, Joker role, like just in passing or something. I was like,
I mean, Peyton must be actually calling it that, right? Like,
yeah, I think he must be, and there is like a role on his team for it. And I think Jimmy Graham was like that and stuff, or Kamara or whatever it was. Beatty definitely played too much for my liking. And that makes me nervous about Harvey. He played almost, it was only 18% of the snaps, but he got 6 targets. And that's what we thought. We thought that was going to go to RJ Harvey, was those third down catches and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's a little bit concerning for all those both, that whole running back room. It's more of a 3-headed monster. If a third guy's playing 20% of the snaps, that's definitely a bit of a 3-headed monster there.
Yeah, we'd be a lot more concerned about RJ Harvey also, like extremely, like not saying we're not concerned already, but without that 50-yard run or whatever, I mean, he would have been 5 for 20 yards,
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Marion Knights football, local college football in Indianapolis. Nice.
Nice.
Let us
Can
know what
you?
you're grilling.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Can you drink beer in the parking lot of a college football game?
I'm sure you
Well,
can. I'd be a little surprised.
I know. I mean, you just put it into like a solo cup or something like that.
Water
Anyways,
bottle. Yeah.
yeah.
Fannin or Hunter Henry full PPR. This is an interesting one. The the Harold Fannin hype is high. I know where I'm going. I'll go Hunter Henry. Um, he played a lot. He was also he was over 95 or 90% of the snaps. This is not a fluke either. He was pretty good with Drake May last year. I'm gonna go Hunter Henry. I want to see the usage for Fannin. Like he played enough snaps, but they also ran a lot of 2 and 3 tight end sets, like a lot meaning more than most teams do. Now the Browns probably will run a decent amount, but they also could be in a situation where they're going to run more 1 tight end sets. And Njoku still kind of dominated those on first and second down, and then they split on third down. So I don't know if his usage is going to be consistent for fantasy Fannin. So I'm going to go Hunter Henry.
Yeah, give it one more week before you're definitely starting Fannin over a guy that's like well established. But yeah, definitely the excitement is there. I mean, in the preseason, they did talk a lot about, maybe not a lot, but they definitely mentioned playing Fannin out of the slot a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, great start.
Frizzle says he's got a trade room, a trade offer. I assume this is redraft, by the way. Running back room is horrible. Marion and Isaiah Pacheco. Someone offered me Ashton Genty, Travion Henderson, and Devontae Adams for Jamar Chase and Marion Hampton. This is an interesting one. I think Jamar Chase is too good here. Like, I'll take Amarion over Travion. And so, is Genty and Devontae Adams equal to Jamar Chase? And in shallow leagues, I would say no. So shallow meaning how many are you starting? 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a quarterback, tight end, flex, or maybe you have 3 wide receivers in a flex, or 2 flexes and 2. Those are all shallow leagues in my opinion, and those top tier players are just so important. I know Genty could be one of those, but Jamar Chase is just he was the 101 for a lot of people, and he can single handedly win you weeks and stuff like that. And I also think Amarion, there's a very good chance Amarion could be better than Travion Henderson, a really good chance, and we were drafting it that way. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 flexes. So he's starting 8. And I assume it's a 12-team Frizzle. I don't know. Where are you at on that trade? I think I like the Jamar Chase side still.
Yeah, I think so. That's funny that I know that's happening a lot. People are already panicking a little bit, and yeah, I mean, we saw great usage from Amarion in the first week. So I'm just gonna sit with Jamar Chase and Amarion Hampton. I mean, Chase can easily make up the points from Pacheco. I don't know. Grab some handcuffs though. Fill your bench with those guys. I went very light in one of our listener leagues on running backs. My first one drafted was Javonte Williams. So I was really happy about last week where I'm like, okay. But I mean, the second guy I have to start, it's literally backups, I think I started Rachaad White last week or something like that, but it's a very deep league, and I'm looking at my second RB almost as my 4th flex because my receivers are strong.
So does it change? Does it change for you that his wide receiver room is Jamar Chase, Ricky Pearsall, George Pickens, Cortland Sutton, Waddle, Ridley? So he's starting 4 of those guys. Let's just say Chase, Pearsall, Sutton, and then either Pickens, Waddle, Ridley each and every week. But you're sitting basically, Waddle or Ridley or Pickens. 2 of those 3 are sitting every week, and they're on your bench. Does that change it at all for you?
I would take one of those lesser receivers like trade Sutton for a decent running back or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, don't trade your best guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Package
like
2
it's kind of tough.
receivers or something.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's kind of tough because people have such recency bias. Like, I don't know if you're getting much. I mean, you'll get something obviously, but Pickens, Waddle, Ridley all had bad weeks to start.
Yeah.
So you need one
And
of them to
Pacheco.
flash.
Yeah, can you see, like, hopefully Pacheco goes off in the next couple of weeks, and like, can you package a Waddle, Sutton, and Pacheco, a Waddle and Pacheco, Ridley and Pacheco, pick one of those last four, even Ricky Pearsall, if that's all you have to trade, and like really upgrade that way. I want to keep Jamar Chase. I guess it's what it all comes down to there.
Yeah.
So, and maybe if they throw something else in that trade, I don't think they would. I don't think they'd do a 4 for 2. But yeah, I'd want a little bit more, just because again, I don't think Travion and Devontae Adams is enough for like Jamar Chase, or however I worded it before. Miles says, should I sell low on Reek? If yes, who should I be targeting? Miles, and I'm pretty sure you are redrafted, not dynasty, right? Pairing him in a deal with someone. Should I be targeting? Should I be pairing? I would be pairing him in a deal with someone like Marvin Harrison, Samson, DK. I mean, if you're trading like Tyreek and one of those guys, I mean, you got to be getting like a top 10 player, I would say. I mean, maybe not if it's Samson, but like if you're trading Tyreek and Marvin Harrison, DK, DJ Moore, all those guys had solid weeks. I mean, not DJ Moore. He had solid targets and stuff like that. Or what did he have? 5 targets? Never mind. I thought he had a little bit better. But like we expect him to be better. Metcalf, I think, had a solid week, and I think he'll be good. Marvin Harrison had a good week. So, I mean, you got to be going for a top 10 guy. So I guess the answer is kind of like no. But I mean, I don't mind like packaging Tyreek and a DJ Moore and upgrading to a Nico Collins, an Amon-Ra, a BTJ, a JSN. So,
yeah. I think that's a pretty good summation there.
Starting to have Tucker over Hawk. Yeah, that's definitely how people are feeling,
Not Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I mean, Keep Trade Cuts got Kraft 1 spot above Hawkinson, but pretty significant value change. If you look at the points or whatever the hell they call those things. And right behind Hawkinson, Harold Fannin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he could be good.
You could definitely see the redraft or week 1 influence already. Brenton Strange is tight end 13. So
where's Likely? Because he Likely was like a top 7 tight end after week 1 last year.
He's 14. He's right behind Brenton Strange, right in front of Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be curious. Like, I think it's easy to buy in on Fannin had a little bit. This is why we always talk about like the psychology behind Dynasty and players that are like can easily rise. Fannin had like a little bit of a cult following and stuff like that. People really liked Harold Fannin because his numbers in college were just like bonkers. Like for a wide receiver, it was crazy. And he was a tight end. Now he played at Bowling Green, but the guy put up 117 catches and 1,555 yards in 13 games. Like that's insane for anyone, any position. He led the nation in FBS Division I football and catches and receiving yards. So like, stuff like that matters. We really got to take that into account a little bit more when selecting players. Should I trade Ibuka or Teteroa McMillan for Jaden Daniels? I mean, 1 for 1.
Yeah, I would
quarterback, Carlos.
Yeah, and is it 6 point or 4 point? That's a big differentiator for me. I've had this conversation with my coworker quite a bit because he drafted Daniels, and then his is a 6 point league, and his backup was Jordan Love, which is funny because they played each other already. And I remember him saying he's really high on Jaden Daniels. I mean, rightfully so. The guy's awesome. But he was. I remember him saying, "Well, it's definitely Daniels over Love," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean." Excuse me. In 6-point though, you really got to remember it's total touchdowns, right? Because rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns are worth the same. So it's like always keep that in mind. And obviously, like the rushing floor for Daniels.
Mm-hmm. He did get beat up in that game.
Yeah, he's getting an MRI on his knee, I guess.
Yeah. It depends who your other quarterback is, Carlos. Like if you have someone like a Love or Herbert, there's so many guys that you could have gotten late in drafts that maybe still on waiver wires too. I'd probably just keep the wide receivers, unless like you're benching one of those guys. You have a deep receiver room. It really depends on your team. If you're starting those guys, or you can see yourself consistently starting them, I would probably just keep the receivers. So, do you guys feel like Lawrence gets better as the year goes? I don't really know. I don't know.
I hope so, for his sake.
I mean, geez, man, how many years are we going to give Trevor Lawrence like a kind of a pass?
I think he's got like 2 more weeks or something, and then I don't think he's like completely done, or I don't know either, man. Yeah, we'll have to see. He says he's feeling like a buy. He just got traded in one of our listener leagues for a first and a second. So
what'd you think of that trade? You think that was equal? Would you have done it?
I think I would Lawrence. I think I would have just bought. I would have bought Lawrence at that price.
Do you feel like you could have gotten more though? I don't think you could have gotten more for him.
I don't think so, honestly. Like I think that was pretty even. I don't know. It like people just value their picks differently, so it's really hard to like figure that out. And that's in a startup that we've only played 1 week of. So it's like who knows what those picks are going to be. So it could be a big win for either side depending on where those picks end up.
I mean, you just mentioned it. He's like 2 weeks away from like kind of cratering. So like it's a pretty scary investment, like, and what's the excuse? I mean, we're on year 5, man. Like we're literally on year 5 of this guy. And he had a terrible rookie year. We gave him a pass. He had a good stretch in 2022. Like it was a good 5-6 week stretch. 2023, he was a disappointment. 2024, he got hurt, but he was also a disappointment. I don't know. Started off week 1, not great against Carolina. Like I don't know. Like we weren't too worried about that offense or that defense. I mean, so he has 2 of the, he has a top 5 pick at receiver, a top 20 pick, who's like a lot of people consider a top 10 wide receiver in the league. Like, I don't know. I hope he does, but he is close. He's very close from kind of cratering and just being like an average quarterback, really.
Yeah. I thought he looked, I didn't get to like really watch him a ton, but like that game, the momentum in that game really like got shut down by the weather. It was such a weird thing. Like it happened twice last week. It happened in the Cowboys. Was it Cowboys Eagles? That was the first. I know that was the first game, but that was the weather delay too. Yeah. I just felt like those weather delays can be so like damaging to like momentum. I really do feel like it kind of made a difference. So that's my excuse for Trevor Lawrence. There you go. The weather.
Yeah, there's always something for him. He's the prince who was promised. I want to say, I'm just double checking. I want to say that Bryce Young, after he got benched, averaged 18.6 points per game last year. I'm just curious if Trevor Lawrence has ever, I know you probably have to like modify the stat. I'm just looking straight up, like if he's ever average that much, not even checking if he's missed games and stuff. Looks like he hasn't. Just kind of curious.
He didn't miss a game until like last year, like since like high school or some shit. I remember that being like a big deal. Like he played on like a sprained knee or something the year before.
Yeah. He leads the league in sack percentage, though. He was not sacked last week, so 0% sack percentage.
Yeah, big boy. I mean, yeah. I mean, we know. I remember Mike in his second year when he was starting to play better, and I think he didn't. The Jags beat the Chargers in the playoffs or something like that.
Yeah, they came back and won.
Yeah, maybe it was fantasy playoffs and maybe it was actual regular season, but I remember you saying like, I feel like this is kind of his ceiling, like maybe not his like absolute ceiling, but the gist of it was like, I can see him being a 4,025 TD type of dude, like, but is he ever going to like really take that next leap? Is he ever going to be a 5,035 type of guys? Like I remember you saying that because I had just bought him in our dynasty league, and that was not a good trade.
Yeah, I mean,
in the end, I mean,
yeah, it's an interesting one. I also like remember talking with Dad and like I think Andy, and just like I'm not so. And this was him coming out of college. Like I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. Like the dude had an insane like lineup in college, at Clemson. Like his time at Clemson, he had a lot of NFL talent there. He had T. Higgins there, Justin Ross, who people have been hyping up on the Chiefs for a while. Like he made it to the NFL. Hunter Renfrow was on that team. Travis Etienne was on that team. Like he had a lot of NFL talent around him. It's like, yeah, how do you not look good playing with these guys? Even guys like Amari Rogers, who made it to the NFL. Like it's like, how do you not look good with these type of players on your team and stuff? So anyways, that's enough about Trevor Lawrence. Joseph, he's been bragging about this trade, which is a great trade. I think he flipped Corey Krosky-Merritt and a third for a 28 first. I think that's the process trade. That's what you need to do, man. Like that's how. Are you going to win it? We'll see. But that's like you're going to win that 70% of the time, 80% of the time, in my opinion.
Obviously the first being so far out, like it's probably like for now, kind of like sort of even just because the first is so far out. But as a rebuilder, yeah, totally like get that done every time.
Yeah. We'll be live here for another like 10 minutes, guys. If you have questions, get them in here. If it's urgent or whatever, we'll kind of get through them. But just make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Jelly of the month. I feel like I remember him either from last week or last year. Knicks after dud or Lawrence 4-point passing touchdown.
Jelly of the month.
I know. I'm curious what the jelly of the month is.
That's from Christmas Vacation, I think.
Oh, is it?
Well, I mean, it's definitely like a thing, like the whatever of the month club. I think Chevy Chase gets the jelly of the month, like as like his like Christmas bonus in Christmas Vacation.
I think you're right. Yeah. I do remember that. I'm going to go Knicks. I like the matchup more against the Colts, even though the Colts defense did kind of look well. I don't know if they look good or the Dolphins just look bad. But yeah, I'll take Knicks, hopefully in a bounce back. Lawrence does play the Bengals now that I look at that. So maybe the matchup's better.
That's what I was looking at. Like, I think I like Lawrence just because I don't know. I think you got to flip a coin on this one, but I'm gonna go Lawrence.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I thought I was reading it that they were playing someone else. So yeah, I think you're right. It's kind of a flip a coin situation, but I actually might lean Lawrence because more of a potential shootout as well. I think Denver, if their defense is legit, really could cause problems for Daniel Jones, and who knows how much the offense is even going to have to do. Yeah, I think I actually will go with Lawrence there. T-Law might only be better than Zach from his class. I'm trying to pull up. Yeah, I'm going to pull up who all went, the quarterbacks that went again. I know it was Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Well, he's definitely better than Trey Lance. Justin Fields, I mean, argument. Mac Jones, Down with Fun's a big Mac Jones guy. Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond. All right, if you only look at first rounders, yeah, I mean, he might only be better than Zach Wilson and Trey Lance.
I don't know. Zach Wilson. Oh no, it was Mac Jones. Those guys are the same guy in my head now. Like I was gonna say Zach Wilson was better than him last year.
Well, Mac Jones was in that draft too. So
yeah. Oh, okay, perfect. There you go. Mac Jones, greater sign. Trevor Lawrence.
Last year I traded T-Law for what became Dart and Ibuka in a league, and I'm ecstatic to move off of him. It was only a first and a second. So yeah, I mean, similar trade, like and so like it can definitely work out. It might not work out. I think it was a pretty even trade, and I would have sold if someone offered me that for Lawrence, and he was like my QB3 or worse. I think I would have sold him for that as well. Carlos says he has Dak. I don't know what that was in reference to there. And I'm benching either.
I think it's
Ted.
I think it's Tetaroa.
Sorry. Tetaroa. Or Ibuka. Yeah. Going back to that, we talked about that one. Start Fannin or Juwan Johnson. I'm probably still Juwan Johnson here. I think he's a talented receiving tight end, and now he gets his only issue is he just didn't play enough. He was always floating around 60%. Last week he played 98.3% of the snaps. He probably missed like 1 or 2 snaps. So I mean that's just the floor for him is so good. If you're going to play 100% of the snaps, you're going to get at least, I would say, 8 or 9 PPR points. Most likely, unless it's just like on average, like I would say 70% of the time you're going to get 8 or 9 PPR points, and then with the chance of a touchdown or more catches, more yards. So, where are you at with that?
Yeah, I'm fine waiting another week on Fannin. If he does that again, what he just did, I mean, if they both do what they just did, it's going to be kind of like, I don't know, you're probably flexing one at that point, right? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I'll go Juwan.
Yep. Any other questions, guys? Get them in. If not, we'll take off here soon. But we'll be back live tomorrow, 1 hour before the games. So that'll be a lot of fun. But we'll hang out for another 5 minutes. Any tough calls for you personally? Have you looked through? Usually honestly, Thursday night, I just quickly look through like any Thursday stuff.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. My Thursday got so busy at work. Like it was supposed to be a chill kind of day, but it looks like Thursdays are going to be a pain in the ass for me. So I need to get better about looking through my 10 leagues. Oh, well, it's really only 9 leagues because one's best ball. So I don't have to do anything there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do the same thing. I just scroll through. I just Control F THU and look to make sure that they're in the right spots in my lineup. And that's about it. And I'm like, I'll figure this out later.
I think I have a tough one with Worthy because what is he? Is he officially just questionable? Doubtful. Okay. So he's probably not going to play. Never mind then.
Yeah, he shouldn't play. Just take a break. Just lose to the Eagles. It's fine.
But I do want to bring it up. Like, okay, so this is what the decision would have been. It would have been, do I start Worthy? Let's just say he's he's legitimately questionable, but he goes to play. You're dealing with a shoulder injury. Would you start Worthy or Xavier Legette? Like when you get down to that level of player, which way do you go? But that being said, Xavier Legette did have 7 targets last week, so it's not like he was just not involved. He played almost 80% of the snaps, had 7 targets, only 3 catches, but what do you do? Because I think that's helpful for people because it's going to come up every week. Like, what do you do at that point? Do you just roll with Worthy and say, I can't bench him for Xavier Legette or, whatever player? Or do you just go with the safety?
Yeah, that is tough because, Worthy. God, it sounds so weird, right? But no, I mean, that's really good. like food for thought, right? Like, do you like sometimes you just need to like, all right, this guy, like 30% of this guy is going to be better. Like, it only takes one play kind of a thing. But that shoulder issue, it's, just one bad hit. And it's kind of funny. Did you pick two Xaviers on purpose?
Not on purpose, but
one of them's Xavier, right? And the other one's
I think
Xavier,
Legette
even though
is.
they're
I think.
spelled
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, I think Legette is Xavier or something.
What's really funny about Worthy? Sorry, this isn't even answering the question or anything like that, but his ranking is he's wide receiver 1,212. It's like what? Like why do they have so many?
I know. Right?
7,172 overall. It's like there's not even that many players. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I
play in a start 30 or whatever number you need to get there. Like a 16 team.
It's got to be more than that. There's not even that many players in the NFL, like on offense and defense, on every team put together.
True.
There's only like what? There's less than 2,000. It's closer to 1,500. So how is he number 7,000? It's like, oh, I'm starting Tom Brady over Xavier Worthy and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you just take the active rosters, there's like 1,600.
Yeah.
Right? 52 times 32. And practice squads are way bigger now, but yeah. No, like I don't know when I was actually just thinking about this. And they changed a lot with it used to be like practice squad. Like if you had this much time on an active roster in the NFL, you couldn't go be on the practice squad. Now it's just like open to everyone. I don't know if it was during COVID, maybe when they changed the rules, but I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, it used to be like 5 guys and it was always like first or second year guys. Now you see veterans on there and it's like pretty deep. So, Frizzle here. We'll probably get out with this one, guys. A single quarterback redraft. I got Murray. Someone dropped May for Field. Should I pick up May for a stash? Yeah, I feel like you asked this, Frizzle, yesterday, and not saying, I'm glad you're asking it again, but I'm curious who you would be dropping. I feel like maybe it wasn't you, but I thought you said it was like Matthew Golden or someone else where it's like, I don't really want to drop these guys. And it had nothing to do with like, oh, I think Golden's going to be awesome. It was more just like the principle, not the principle of it, but just like, rookie wide receivers, we got to be a little bit careful with. So if you're dropping like that caliber of player, I would say no, because like I'm starting Kyler over Drake May pretty consistently, I would say all year. But if you're dropping like, I don't know, someone, I don't know of a name, but if it's that caliber of player, then no. I think was my answer there. So
yeah, it definitely depends on who you're dropping, but I don't mind picking them up to stash, but it's got to be, I don't know. I was going to say like Bashal Tutin or something like that, but he's got the opportunity now. He is the backup.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, like let us know who you're going to drop. I want to ask you, Mike. Mm-hmm. I think this is kind of an important thing to bring up just in general. Backup quarterbacks, right? Mac Jones, we already talked about him. We're obviously only 2 weeks in. We know that he's going to be the starter for this week and next week at least. If you got Brock Purdy and, in a super flex league, what are you trading for Mac Jones just to like kind of handcuff your own quarterback, but also to have a starter for the next 2 to 5 weeks?
Dynasty or redraft?
Yeah, Dynasty, sorry. Yeah, fuck redraft. I mean, like, as far as stashing Mac Jones, like...
Yeah. True. If it was 5 weeks, I might be okay with as high as, like, a second. But maybe, like, a second with, like, a fourth in return or something. I probably wouldn't do more than, like, a third round. It also really depends on my team. Like, was Brock Purdy? I don't have a lot of QB depth and stuff like that. Then I may go a little bit higher. But if he was like, oh, I can start, this player and this player instead, then I think I would just do like a third, maybe a couple thirds if I really needed it. But I don't think I'd go too crazy.
No, I think that's fair and about right. Like maybe a second, a year or two out. When I mean that, I mean not a 26 second, like something like that. Like maybe like a 27 second. I mean, sometimes, like, obviously it's a little bit of a gamble. Like, like what's Mac Jones going to play like, but also what if Purdy has a setback and Down with Fun's dream comes true where Mac Jones is the starter all year. It's like, well, then he's definitely worth a second, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And he could.
Yeah.
He has a couple injuries. Yes, stash Zach Wilson is 100% true. Like, he's on the Dolphins. So we do have,
who's another one, since we're talking about stashing backups, get Andy Dalton on your roster. Price looked terrible. He might need another benching to
get him going.
To get right.
Yeah. We'll answer a couple more, but do have to get out of here very soon. Offer Pollard or Walker for Travion. I'd be happy to do that. I'd prefer. I don't know what I'd prefer, but I would take Travion for either one of those guys there and just bank on him getting more usage. I'd rather not drop anyone for May, to be honest. If Murray is out, I can just pick up May. And there's always going to be guys like you said, Trevor Lawrence is going to be floating out there. All these other quarterbacks are potentially going to be sitting out there, especially as bye weeks come and people get injured. There's going to be more quarterbacks on the waiver wire. So,
he's giving context here.
Other running backs are Bucky, ETN, Kareem Hunt, Braylon Allen, Ollie Gordon. Yeah, I mean, you're going 1-for-1 running backs. I don't really worry too much what your other running backs are. I prefer Travion over those two. So,
yeah, I think I like, obviously, like Pollard's usage last week was it was very encouraging. Didn't get a whole lot done with it, and he's playing with, a rookie quarterback and stuff. So it's like, I mean, Drake May's obviously not too far gone from that, but I'm going to think New England's offense is going to be a little better. So,
yeah. This is ETN in a half PPR. I assume I went to Tyler Warren. It could be Jalen Warren. Either way, it's still ETN for me. I think ETN could be really good this year. And we'll wait for this is our friend Yacht Possum here in our listener league. So we'll see what he says here before we take off. At least if it comes in the next 2 minutes or so. But yeah, hopefully it's a good week for everyone. Talking strictly this week. Yeah. Who are you talking about? Hey, it's not that it really matters.
Jalen, it's going to be ETN either way.
Yeah, and it's ETN even more so with Jalen Warren, I think. But yeah, hopefully everyone has. Hopefully we do better in our listener leagues. I think I went 1 for 3. And Frizzle,
yeah, me too. I split my leagues. I won 5 and I lost 5, so I guess it's just a push.
Yeah, I went 0-2 in Poseidon and Zeus, 1-1 in my other startup, and then 0-2. Oh geez, yeah, I did terrible. 0-2 in our redraft. Frizzle, appreciate you here for the super sticker. If we'll get like another minute here, so Possum, if you're gonna put something out there, let us know. Just don't know if it will be decreased decent amount when Spears is back. It could be. I don't think it's going to be too. I think his snap percentage will go down. I think he'll still get 15-ish touches. Including that includes like a couple catches, maybe 2 catches a game or something. So that's kind of how it was. before here. So I don't know if I want to give up on Walker yet. Yeah, I don't want to give up on Walker either, but I still prefer Travion over Walker, I think. Trade Andrews, half point tight end premium, and an early fourth for Bill. Ooh.
I mean, so it's kind of a straight up trade, right? Like, I still like Mark Andrews, honestly. Like, obviously, one target last week, even without Isaiah Likely on the field, was very, very sad. Yeah, like, I mean, but Lamar he didn't even throw 20 passes last week, so I don't think I'm quite there yet. But man, Mark Andrews he's just scary now.
Yeah, I think I'd still lean Andrews, but
yeah,
it's close-ish. I'm just always worried about these third day drafted running backs, and they just kind of get replaced super quickly. So last one here, and then we got to take out Kraft plus 2/3 for a 28 first.
I don't like it, honestly. Like, we already talked about Kraft at kind of like the top of the show. Like, that's not selling high on him. Like, I feel like you need to get basically a first for him, and plus that first is 3 seasons out,
Yeah.
Plus you're throwing in third, so no tight end premium. But yeah, I think I'd rather just keep Kraft and then just keep starting him for the next 3 seasons.
I don't hate it, but I do think you can get more in a non-tight end premium. I don't hate it in a non-tight end premium, but I do think you can get more. So I think I agree. If that was a 27 first, I would probably do it. 26 first, I think I'm for sure doing that. So he also already has Laporta. So I just try and get more, though. Just because you have Laporta doesn't mean you need to sell low on him.
Yeah.
I think people make that. People always come when I have a surplus at a position. One of the leagues I have a surplus at quarterback. People are assuming I'm going to trade low on my quarterbacks. It's like, no, I'm not going to. I'm still going to value them the same. Maybe slightly lower, but
yeah, it's definitely a thing that people on both sides of it do, right? They're like, oh, this guy has an excess of this, therefore he should be more willing to sell it to me for less. And it's like, no, I don't think so.
I'd go Fields over Knicks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Even though Bills is a tough matchup, but he's his rushing ability. So anyways, guys, got to take off beat. Join us tomorrow, an hour before the games if you have more questions there. So appreciate everyone, and we will see you all then.